Hey, what's good, child support gang? It's like 3 in the morning right now. Um, just had some crazy news, man. Hours ago, I hit my brother up. I'm like, man, like, me and him used to always talk about, like, Kevin Samuels and, like, joke about, like, the little interactions he would have with females and little, the soundboard that he had used to make certain sounds. Just joke about it and, like, talk about him and stuff. And it's like, man, like, I was just watching like one of his live streams like a couple days ago. He's talking to a female, and it's like to hear this, man. I was sitting there waiting and waiting and waiting to see if it was real. I ain't see TMZ report about it, but I did see Revolt report about it yesterday. And I was figuring it must have been true. It must have been some kind of accuracy to it, or credibility to it, because that's all I was seeing. And then he never responded at all. I'm like, it gotta be true. And it's like, man, it's like, I think I moved up here like March of last year. And he became a prominent figure for not that long, man. Like, I'll say like 2 to 3 years. Like, I know after that one video he called the woman average at best. That's what like put him to the stratosphere. But I only probably was watching him for like a year and a half maybe. And I don't know, man. I just like that the dude was able to like open up dialogue and just, cause when I've been in a relationship with women, like, it's hard to like be a man nowadays. It's hard to kind of just tell people how you feel and be honest to them. And like, no matter what you thought about him or like how you felt about how his tone and everything was, it was just interesting to finally see like conversation being had in the black community, because I feel like in the black community we don't really have too many people that talk or like try to explain why we go through certain things. We just always get told like as black men to just, you gotta just deal with it. You gotta support, you gotta provide security, you gotta be financially stable, all this stuff. But it's like, it was kind of interesting watching his, like, I don't know, like, I like to listen, you feel me? So like, that's the only way I learn. Like, I like listening and understanding certain dynamics. So it's like, it was just interesting to me, like, no matter what my opinion was on him or his opinions, he was a human being, And I used to think it got a little bit redundant because he would always talk and say the same things to the same people, and the women would have the same kind of like responses to his topics and stuff, and he would always, but it was like, I don't know, not saying it was entertaining, but it was like that dialogue, you feel me? Like, he opened the floor for dialogue and women able to express themselves how they feel on relationships. But let's look at mediocre tutorials. I know he was cool with Kevin Samuels and he came out with a video. I'm like, this gotta be true. Like, they used to post pictures together, go to conferences together. So let's see what he got to say about it.
It's really what Lindsay's gotten into, Planet Fitness. And now through May 10th.
What a difference a day makes. Right now I have May 5th at 9:05 p.m. On my clock. I spoke to O'Shea, I think about an hour or so ago, who passed on the news. I'm not typically one for hearsay or gossip, so I much rather hold back and wait for the actual news to occur. It's hard for me to put into words what I feel like right now. It feels like a numbing pain, if that makes sense. It feels like I'm in pain, but there's Novocaine over my body.
Klipsch, featuring legendary sound with premium comfort.
So I know I'm in pain, but I just feel numb. Forgive me, I have a very small family, so I'm not accustomed to death amongst my family or my friends. You guys don't know this, but and you'd have no way to know this because I've never really talked about this, but I began developing a friendship with Kevin about a year or so ago. We just DM'd each other on Instagram, like, hey man, I like your content. Hey man, I like your content too. Exchanged numbers and we just began to have conversations. Those conversations, which typically focused from a business perspective, from strategy to gaining audience to reach, began to transition into a friendship. Over the last several months, I talked to Kevin on the phone, if not every day, every other day. This YouTube thing is weird. It's very weird. We're just talking to a camera about our thoughts and our ideologies, and there's no expectation that people would even want to hear the things that you have to say or even care. But I get emails specific to young men that say that if it wasn't for hearing this specific thing in a video, I would have deleted myself off this planet. And I know if I got them, Kevin got them. I know Kevin got them. So it's odd in a sense because we're just talking in front of a lens and you really don't understand the impact or the reach of how many people that you can touch with the words that just come from our mind. But Kevin was an absolute expert at it. I consider him a friend. I considered him a mentor. I considered him an uncle. I considered him someone I could just talk to with things about. What I found is speaking from a man's perspective, one of which typically is not a perspective that has been put on a pedestal for decades within our media. And because it's so different, people will remove themselves from your lives. They will ostracize you. They don't get it. They don't understand the importance. They don't know why men need to be affirmed. They don't care as to a man's plight, how a man should be looking at a particular situation. Kevin was the leader in that. He had an uncanny ability, and I would tell him this, and I'd ask him, how is it that you do this? But he has an uncanny ability to take these complex, abstract issues and our problems and to communicate it in a way that is so clever, that is so decisive. That it impacted so many lives. So many. I don't want to drag this video on. I just wanted to turn this on and kind of just give my in the moment thoughts. I talked with Kevin last night. It was just a normal conversation. As what we normally do. Hey man, what's up? How you doing? How you feeling? You know, what you got going on for the weekend? Oh, focus group that, and I think I'm gonna be doing topics like this. Da da da. Have you looked at this? How's this doing for you? It's just a normal conversation. But again, that's the difference a day makes. Again, I considered him a friend. He will be sorely, sorely missed. I will sorely, sorely miss him. I will miss his influence. This is, another reminder to tell your loved ones that you love them. You never know when your time is going to be up. You never know when their time is going to be up. So call them and let them know. Give them their roses before you can't.
That's facts, man. I'm a firm believer in that. Like, I try to make content like that's interesting and entertaining to my subscribers. More times than not, we do our thing, man. We talk about premise of cinema. I might crack a joke here and there, and I try to keep things light and entertaining on here. I might have a weird personality, I don't know, but it seemed to amass over 300 subscribers. And you never know who you impact, man. Like, in my normal everyday life, I might not be like this super like super successful dude that like got it all together or got it all figured out. But when I come onto YouTube, it's kind of an outlet for me to kind of just express my opinion and kind of give my thoughts on things. And it's over 300 people that kind of, they enjoy watching me, enjoy watching me give my opinion and give my thoughts on things and react to videos that they enjoy on their own. And they actually care about watching the videos with me and listening to me just like ramble on about certain things on the videos. And I never take that for granted. These men right here, mediocre tutorial and reviews, these men got like hundreds of thousands of views and over 1 million subscribers and stuff like that. Over 1 million people like to listen to these men's opinions and talk about things. And I'm not nowhere near that level of affluence, but it's like when you lose a person that a lot of people paid attention to, a lot of people tuned in, he seemingly feel like he came out of nowhere and just became this huge figure. Like he having interviews with Nicki Minaj now, or well, he was, and then he's having interviews, little ad with Future. Like this man really made it from just turning on his laptop, putting his webcam on, and just talking and just stating his opinion, and created a platform for himself where he interviews women and just talk to them. And made money off of it. Like actually monetized himself and created like a lane for that kind of situation. Like, did he say all the right things? No. Did he do all the right things in his life? No. But the value of like a person just being themselves and just hopping on the screen and just telling you how they feel, and you realize like how many people gravitated to that. And it's important, man. You become a part of somebody's everyday like life. You know, you become a part of their circle. You become, hey, I'm gonna click on YouTube and type this person up to see if they dropped a new like live stream or video or something like that. You wind up finding a connection with people, and that's important. And then when someone dies, man, you lose that. But the videos always remain unless somebody deletes them. But all you have is the videos now. All you have is the pictures of a loved one that you lost. All you have is the text messages, and you could go back, look at them, grieve appropriately. But the thing that'll stay with you is the impact that they had on your life. Like, that's the important thing. Like, let's just recognize the impact that he had, whether you agree with him or disagree with him. The impact that he had on the platform. Who knows? There could be another person that comes up and at least follow that blueprint and continue on the legacy that he established as far as making videos like that. It could be a female that just comes out and just start talking about male problems and how men need to be better, and just be honest, and how her opinion is, just stick to it. And either way it goes, I just want him not to die and then it just be done. Like, I want to continue people talking about these relationship problems that we face in society, and just don't drop the ball. Like, just pass the torch. I don't know if I could be that person, you know what I mean? Because I ain't gonna lie, my thoughts on relationships, I just listen now, man. I just listen. Because a lot of times I just don't be understanding, like, the thought process. But men and women, we think very differently. That's why I like to listen to women talk about how they feel about certain things and what their perception of things are. We're two different people, like. So it's like, I don't know. Rest in peace, Kevin Samuels, man. That's tough. That's a huge person, like, that was trying to do something his own way. And he was a man, you know. I believe he had kids, and like now they don't have a father. He probably was uncle. He was a man, you know. And I remember you saying he fought cancer and stuff like that. Like, he was a man. He was a man that went through a lot. And now he not here no more, man. God took him for a reason. I guess he fulfilled his purpose on this earth, man. So just want to say rest in peace. My condolences to his family. I'd be remiss to say that I'm gonna miss him, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I would tune into some of his live streams and just kind of watch him while I was at work or while I was doing something, just to kind of hear like the conversations that he would have and the dialogue he would have with females. And I don't know, man. Rest in peace, Kevin Samuels, man. It's tough, man.